Hello, everybody. It is me, Epic and today we are here talking about the Rising of the Shield Hero episode 16. So, I've only watched the first 8 minutes, and I have seen the preview for this episode like last week, so I know sort of what happens in this realm because I know that girl that we saw that looks like Philo at the beginning with another Philo just wondering, trying to see a new queen candidate that they were talking about, and and I know that she like shows up like in the water or something. I saw that in the preview, but man, that dinosaur! Look at how Nafumi and all of them are like trying to run away from the dinosaur slash T Rex slash monster. I'm saying dinosaur, you know that it's pretty much just a T Rex with a crown on his head. That they're trying to like lead it away so it doesn't like damage the city. Yet, as they're running away, the T Rex is jumping down and crushing all sorts of buildings and destroying civilians. So no matter what they do, I guess it's because they're in the center of the town that no matter what they do, they're just damaging things otherwise. So they're like pretty much causing as much damage to a smaller degree to the other heroes. But I guess like it was like mostly like I guess they would get sort of at fault, but at the same time it was mostly that fat dude last episode's fault. But at first, when the dinosaur was chasing after them, I thought that it was because Nafumi was the shield hero, and that the dinosaur was mad at the heroes because the heroes are the ones that sealed the monster. But then, as soon as when it showed like how Philo had like the dragon, some of the dragon core from the zombie dragon in her, and apparently the T Rex's core was reacting to it, which that seems weird. Like, why would like a T Rex monster have the same core as a dragon? That seems kind of odd to me, unless this monster is also a half dead. Because like unless like this monster is half dead, it would make no sense with the other one. But then that was like a normal dinosaur. But I guess they are sort of in the same realm. But I guess like their cores are able to react to each other. I guess maybe this is only something that this monster can do. But if all monsters can do that, then you would be able to find anybody. Maybe as they left Kyokun with that guy, they Raftalia gave her bracelet away to him, which I guess is a good sending off gift. Like it's for them to like meet each other again to make sure that no one dies. And then after that part, when they were running away, it showed that they were running for a really long time, and they got to like a lake area, and when the fight started, like man, that dinosaur is strong. Like man, they can't do anything to it. Like you saw Reptalia like slashing it with her sword. If she couldn't cut through its leg, like its skin is like super tough. Philo keeps on kicking it and doing her kicking damage, but so far nothing's working. So who knows if he's even going to use his it's not Rage Shield. It's Wrath Shield, right? I keep on forgetting. I keep on thinking that it's still a Rage Shield and Wrath Shield, but it's Wrath Shield. I guess he's probably going to end up having to use that, right? Or maybe like he'll be about to use it, and then the birds will show up to attack it. But that'd be weird if the birds could do anything to it when Philo is also a bird. But like Philo's kicks did nothing, and then Nafumi like tried to use his air shield to block it as it was charging at them, but it broke right through it. And then like I like it how Melty tries to use her water magic on it, and it does nothing. She like shoots like a water beam at it and just doesn't do anything. It doesn't even register her attack. Like man, like she should have done like a real slash, like didn't like a actual like water slash that looks like a blade. Maybe that would have cut it, but so far it's doing nothing. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now. So far, I don't really think anything else happened unless I check real quickly. But yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at right now. We're at the first 8 minutes, so I'll be back in a few minutes for the rest of this. But so far, fight's pretty good. Okay, I am back. Man, Fitoria, Queen Fitoria of the Filias. Man, she is just way strong. Way strong. Like who knows what, like if she were to fight off against like most of the waves or anything like that, or even like glass, like maybe she could put up a fight with them probably. But one thing that like I hate about her character, especially like later on, like this isn't too much of a spoiler, like Nafumi just like you know that Nofumi, he always has to use the rage shield in order to like become stronger, to like have the ultimate power to be able to like actually put up a fight against anything. And Victoria always asks Nofumi to never use it, but he always uses it. And like her question is, don't use it. Well, do you want him to die then? Do you want Nofumi to just die? Because like if he doesn't, because like from the way that we've seen him, that's always his last resort. Like if he doesn't have his last resort, then he's just gonna die. Stab, dead, it's over. Oh wait, he could use a curse power to save his life. You want him to not do that? Like, man, that's one thing that I hate about her is that literally give him a solution. Like, tell him how to use anything. Like, tell him like any other tactic that he can use. Because so far, that's the only tactic that he can use that we haven't seen anything. We haven't seen him being able to use anything unless he has like the equivalent of a rage shield. Maybe in the future he'll get a holy shield where there's no consequences. Because Victoria did mention how there is consequences, and I guess there is. Like, he does like curse people. Maybe he can also curse himself too if it backfired on him instead of going forward and went backwards. So maybe there's a holy shield where it's holy instead. Maybe that would work better because maybe there wouldn't be any consequences involved. But I really enjoyed the animation during the fight against the dinosaur, the last few bits of it, because we saw Reptalia like running on the ground, and you saw the dinosaur like smash the floor, and then rocks flying up, and Reptalia was just running at him, trying to slash him again, but then wasn't able to do it. There's a part where Nafumi like gets hit by a rock or gets kicked by the dinosaur, and like there's like a shield in front of him, but or like there's like a thing in front of him that looked like the air shield but didn't. It looked like him like looking at his screen thing, and I was really wondering what was going on there. I was like, is he protecting himself, or is that like a screen? And he just gets whacked aside and it disappears. I was like wondering what was that at that moment, because it looked really weird. Like, I had no idea what that was. If it was like his screen looking at shields, like trying to figure out what to do, or that like split second. For some reason, I like always think back to that. Then we saw Victoria show up in the water, and she looked like a giant version. At first, I thought that she was just gonna look like a giant version of Philo, but there was differences in like the eyes and like the colors and stuff like that, which was cool. It was cool seeing all the Philias like circle the dinosaur. It was really weird seeing her trying to reason with the monster, which I guess like she thought that maybe there would be like I guess the dragon core inside of the dinosaur was messing with it, like how it also messes with Philo during Nafumi using his rage shield moments. But then it didn't work, and then I like how Victoria like used whenever when a character goes really fast and disappears, I always just think back to Bleach. She uses the flash step and just splashes right by the dinosaur, gets behind her, does like a, oh my wa Shinderu moment, and then like cuts it in half, and it just falls over into the water. When it falls into the water, it just turns into like 2D animation, and then and then just is just sinking there. It was cool just seeing her do that, like right out of nowhere. And then after that, Victoria wanted to introduce herself to them. We saw her transform to her big giant form, which is thick, and then we saw her going back to her like small form that looked like Philo, but a little bit different, but with shorter hair. And she has like three like hairs sticking out. And then she asked them all for their names. They all said their names, and then she was interested in Nafumi being the shield hero. And then we found out that apparently she's lived for centuries, which is pretty long. And then like Philo asked if she was able to live centuries, but apparently, according to the to the to the Queen of Philolias, that's impossible unless she ends up being able to, which I guess not. We saw Nafumi tried to like grab the some like materials from the dead dinosaur, but for some reason Victoria was very like disgusted by that and told him not to do it or to not use that power. Even during the fight, Nafumi tried to use his rat shield, but he wasn't able to because like Victoria was able to like mess with it. Like that's really powerful. Like Victoria can mess with his shield and mess with his commands. Like when you see like magic like that, you're just like that's way too powerful. Like she's like an almighty being right now. She like like dude, that's just insane. Told him not to like take materials from like evil things, but then Nafumi said, "Nah, I need to do it to get stronger," which I agree with. He should do it. Cause like unless you're able to like think of a countermeasure, like I said earlier, like just he should just be able to do it. And then after that, they got in a carriage because she didn't want to talk at the lakes. Then she ended up taking them somewhere, and that's where I'm at right now. Cause I only watched from about 8 minutes to 15 minutes. But man, she just teleported them. They got in the carriage, and then Victoria just says teleport or like portal, and they just portal somewhere just instantly. And they're just like, and like Melty and Raphael are just like, did we just transport somewhere instantly? Like man, dude, like so far like she just seems insane. Like I didn't really think of this much because I don't remember it that much. Like I said in most of my reviews, I've read the manga a little bit, but and I remember this part somewhat, but I didn't think that she was this powerful. I guess I didn't notice it, but in this she seems way more powerful. But yeah, those are my thoughts for the first 15 minutes of this episode. Yeah, I'll be back in a few minutes to read the rest of this. It's getting really interesting, and I can't wait to see more about Victoria. Okay, so I watched the whole entire episode, and man, it's like man, both parties are in the wrong. Like Victoria's in the wrong, and Naofumi is in the wrong. Like it's impossible to like like Nafumi's situation makes sense, but then Victoria is being such a freaking like hardhead asshole at the same fucking time. Like what she's saying is right, but at the same time, what Nafumi's saying is right. Like she's one saying make up with them, make them. So you want him to go there and then get arrested. Oh look, there's no talking. Oh look, he goes there, he tries to talk to them. Oh look, people are framing him. They won't listen to him. Only the sword hero and bow hero will listen to him, even a little bit. Like mostly just the sword hero will listen to him, like about 90% to 80% of the time. The bow hero is about 50%. The spear hero is about at like a 20 to 10% to listening to him. Like it would be impossible to work together unless they got alone without any other interference. Like that whole entire talk would just be weird. But man, like I don't even know if like one revelation from this episode is that apparently the waves aren't happening in just one spot. They're happening all over the world. They're not happening in one country, which I guess makes sense. Like I did think that that was weird before, but I guess this does make a lot more sense that apparently it isn't supposed to be like four heroes on one wave, but that's how weak when you see that happening and it takes four heroes to fight off one wave, or at least like three heroes to fight off one wave, then you would see like how like unstrong they are. Like there has to be something wrong with how they were summoned, or like the sort of like a journey that they're supposed to go on. Because if it's supposed to be one hero per wave per a country, because at first I was like talking about how strong Victoria seemed and was wondering like if she helped out, and then we found out this episode that she has been helping out. Like she's been going to like other waves that the other heroes weren't going to, and were like trying to protect places with all of the other Philolias, which I guess is, or maybe just by herself. But we found out that she's been doing that, and that's pretty insane that's happening. But it's supposed to be one hero per country fighting off with their like team members. I wonder how many team members like a hero is even supposed to have, because so far it seems to be like one hero and 4 to 5 teammates. So like who knows? Maybe you're actually supposed to have lots of teammates. Like you're like it seems like for Melmarock you're supposed to have like a whole entire army with you. Like who knows if they're supposed to be like your guild mates or just the country's armament. But like man, that whole entire structure just seems weird. But I'm wondering how the actual structure is supposed to be. Victoria was talking about how she was raised by a legendary hero. Like, was the legendary hero like I know stuff from the future? Like, I know that in this world, don't know if it's a spoiler. You can tell me in the comments if it is or not. I know that there's adventurers in this world that aren't heroes, but they're people that like are able to go to guilds, and like you saw the bow hero do that a few episodes back, going to guilds and like getting stuff and fighting off monsters. Like, was the legendary hero that Victoria had, was she like one of like the big legendary heroes, like Nafumi and the rest of them? Like, was she like a bow hero, spear hero, or another shield hero, or a sword hero, or was it like someone that wasn't one of those? Because it seemed like when the king of Melmarock summoned Nafumi and them, like he wanted to have the bow hero, spear hero, and sword hero, but he didn't want to have the shield hero. Like apparently he could have gotten another hero, but I'm wondering what are the other classes? If someone knows the other classes, that'd be interesting if that's actually out there. That there's other classes that you could also summon along with the shield hero, because like that would make more sense. But like I said before, like her whole entire structure just seems weird. Like they're both in the right, they're both in the wrong. But right after the middle part of this episode, we saw how they started eating food, and then for some reason the translation of the episode was like after Nafumi, they were eating food, and he had to feed not just his team, but had to feed all the Phiolias, like all the 100 Phiolias that were in the place that they were at. But oh yeah, I forgot to mention they got portaled somewhere. Apparently they got portaled to like apparently Victoria was at an old human sanctuary that was a part of like the first hero group. So if this is supposed to be like the first hero group, I'm pretty sure that's what she said, if that is what she said. But man, like that is definitely a lot of centuries if that is how old she is. And she like even like when the episode ended, we saw how Nofumi asked like if she could keep on fighting, but she said that sooner or later, like I'm paraphrasing here, sooner or later she's gonna get old enough to like not be able to fight anymore. But if this is her like almighty strength at this age, we could imagine how powerful she would have been in her prime. She probably would have been able to be even more stronger than she is right now, unless she still is in her prime. Seemed like one funny thing was that Philo said that she didn't like the place because of how she just thought that it was lame, which is a pretty funny subtitle right there. And then we saw how after everyone fell asleep, Nafumi was talking to her alone. And then she was even Nafumi was talking about how adamant she is about him working with the other heroes, which I would want too. Like who knows if that even happens? Like if someone can spoil me in the comments, maybe tell me if maybe or maybe not. Like they end up working together at some point. Like they would have to at some point. But other than that conversation happened, the episode ended with Victoria saying that if they aren't able to work together because Nafumi said that it wouldn't be possible to happen, and like absolutely not. And then she got very mad and then said that she would kill the four heroes, which makes no sense because like I don't think, like she says, like for the sake of the world, you should all die. Like you do realize that even if like it would have to be a certain country that summons the next four heroes. Like if Melmoronic does it again, then the same situation is probably going to happen again, unless there's no shield hero. Because if there's no shield hero, then they would just like take over four. They would just have four slaves heroes instead of like if the shield hero doesn't show up again. But it like it's not gonna stop the waves. Like the waves are still gonna happen. Like pretty much you're just wasting your time. Like literally, like if like she needs to do the work herself. Like if she like if Victoria used her like powers herself and then got Nafumi, got the other three heroes and like threw them into a room, done. Like she would have to do it. But then she's just like, no, do it yourself. Well, why can't you do it too? Like you're the one that's in the power right now. It's just a very odd situation. Lots of talking points, lots of stuff going on right now, but one thing that I forgot to mention is that the bow hero and sword hero, we found out what they were doing, and I don't even remember if this even happened in the manga, but apparently they like went to the church and they were like under like a deep labyrinth, and we also saw Mine there, and Mine was in was like hiding in a corner, just like looking at what the bow hero and sword hero were doing with their party, just looking in an old library. I guess they're gonna find out lots of information there, especially if that's like a hidden place. They're probably gonna know a lot of the country's secrets, and then mine's just like stop peeping or like stop peeping around, like don't get involved in this, which I guess we're gonna see what happens to them. But that seemed pretty. This episode was pretty interesting. I liked it a lot. Lots of information going around. I thought that Vittoria was pretty cute. Her bird form looked pretty cool, and then her human form just looked cute. But it was really interesting. I think I really enjoyed it. I can't wait to see what happens in the next episode. Don't know what the title is yet, but I'll see it after I watch the ending song because I haven't watched that yet. But yeah, those are my thoughts, my opinions, and my discussion on this episode. If you enjoyed this, then leave a like. If you didn't enjoy this whatsoever, then leave a dislike. Yeah, I'll see you guys next week in the next review or any other video. And yeah, bye. See you later.